So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to the repository here. Let me add my latest commits. Need to close that one. Probably close down it in Task Manager. No, we should be good. Open it back up. When I look here at my tickets, I'm currently on OpenDJ 20, OpenDJ 11, so we can go ahead and close this one, and I can say time is 15 minutes, comment is changed, Profanity Filter to, and it was called Purgo Malum, P-U-G-R. I'll never remember that. That's not a, well, they're working for us, so I'm not going to say nothing. When I look back here, it was this one. We'll make the commit. Push that out. Merge our commit into development. Push that out. Check out our board. Move OpenDJ 11 over. And now what I want to do is I have just a couple of validations that I need to add. These should go pretty quick. So the first one is OpenDJ 1. So I'll make a branch here and I'll say OpenDJ -1, 01, just 1. Push that out. And what this one says is that if a song has negative points, I need to remove it from the queue. So in this one, when we look at the service here, for where I add something to the queue, this one, if the quantity wagered is, no, that's for a create, so it's not that one, it's on a wager. This one, we're adding it here. I'm adding my transaction. And now I want to say if my song queued dot weighted value is less than or equal to 0, the song should be removed from the queue, OpenDJ01. Okay, and what we're going to do is the song queue.active. Do you have like a has been played? Just active equals false. And that should remove it from the queue. We can try it. Run it. Okay, that's working. And then I need to vote here for like Miley Cyrus, I need a different song. So we'll say this one. And I'll vote 10 tokens or whatever I'm calling them. And then here, if I was to wager -20 tokens on it, and I add or remove the points, do you want to be able to do that? I feel like we don't necessarily want you to be able to wager negatively. And I already wrote that in. So if I look at this in the front end, and it said song queue on my shared queue HTML, I had quantity to add. Okay, let's change that here as a it's an element of quantity wagered. Just a second. That's going to require a lot to change. So it's easier just to change the title. Quantity to add. Done. Like that. One of the biggest requests on Plugin DJ was being able to import Spotify playlists. Yeah, let's do that. Add ability to import Spotify playlists. Yeah, we'll be able to do that. Okay. So again, here we were going to do AC/DC Hell's Bells, and then we can do a 10 here, tokens, and add it. We said 10. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and say that that works now. And I can close that one out for 01. Look back over here at my source control. We can do a commit. I can say OpenDJ1. No, sorry. My time was, what was my last commit? 10 minutes. My comment is added. Changed model so points can only be added to other songs, not removed. Let me go ahead and commit that. Push that out. Jump back into development, and then we will merge in the 01. Push that out here. The next one is OpenDJ12. So let me create a branch here for it. And we're adding validation for when rooms and usernames are not available. So let me push this out. So if I look in here where I'm checking to see if a username is available. Oh, it's at the bottom here. I'm invoking this from the hub when I'm requesting validated text. So just to confirm, it is validating it already. And when I check it, oh, what? It didn't validate that. So I'm glad we caught that one right there. When I looked at the request username change in the hub, here, no. Username changes occur on the button click here called change username confirm, which is here, which is requesting the validated text. Which is invoking request validated text, which was there. Oh, I guess that one's not in the profanity filter. If I check the list, nope. Oh, I guess this thing has a couple of different responses now. It has a JSON response, which is nice. And then I can add other texts to it, which is also nice. So no worries there. That was the problem with that one because it wasn't added in there. So if I was to look at this, is content valid? When I get from here, I need to pull from the, oh, I don't want this one as XML. I can do this as JSON. And that way with JSON, I don't have to worry about the size of anything. Okay, so instead here, let's change this just a little bit. We want to add in here a new table called Profanity Filter. I'm going to say that this is a public base class, base entity. And in this, I'm just going to have a string here for the name. Hey there. Here's 0101 bits for some code. Have fun with it. Thank you so much there, X Norts. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. If you have any questions, make sure to put them in the chat. Okay, so in this profanity filter, I want to add that to the context here as a profanity filter. And then here what I want to do is another using statement. Oh, don't I already have the... No, I don't. Data access layer equals new application DB context. But I feel like you should be doing that from the service. So we should be able to inject here the data access, the OpenDJRadio data access layer, like that. And then do a data access layer. And then in data access layer equals that. And then I can do a new function in here called we need to have a new, in the lib here, a new class here called a profanity filter, which just has a name on it. Called a profanity filter DTO. And then we need to have a new view model on this called a profanity filter VM. And we want this to be a base view model, which only has on it the name. I'm making an app called OpenDJRadio. It's almost complete. And then we need to, on my auto map, make a new set of this one called purchase. We'll change to profanity filter. And then now in my service, my data access layer, I need to have a task profanity filter VM array called read profanity filters asynchronous, which is not going to pass anything except that. And then in here I can implement it. Right here. Hey Xnords, how are you doing? Welcome. Check the Spotify API beginning a playlist, seems easy. If I can link it, go for it, link it. Yeah, no, I'm positive I can get it, man. I'm not worried about it. It's not going to be on launch, but it can be right after. This one here, we need to do a using my var data access layer equals new application DB context. And then I want to do var entities equals await my data access, this is a context. Hey Xnorts, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them into the channel. We got a active and supportive community. Make sure you join it under Discord, discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com. And we want to do all of them where they are active. And we want to do a toList asynchronous, and then I want to do a var VMs equals a new list of my Profanity Filter VM. And then I want to do my entities.for each my s, where I do my vms.add a mapper.map to a Profanity Filter VM of my s. And then I want to return my vms.toArray. And let me add that one now. I don't want to show this on screen. Let me add the one that I want here to it. Okay, now that I've done that, I want to do my var profanity filters equals await my service, my data access layer dot read profanities filters. And then I want to do a var selected names equals profanity filters dot select s, which is the name to list. And then in my response here, I'm going to change this so that it goes, it says that if I want JSON, I just pass JSON. And then it also says that I can add on here and it's a plus and then we're going to add here my addition of my profanity comma separated value profanities like that. And so for this I'm going to do a var string builder equals new string builder, and then for each var name in profanity filters dot select of my name, then what I can do is my it needs to be a for I goes to my profanity filters dot length. I'm going to do sb dot append the profanity filter of I dot name, and then I want to say if my I does not equal to my profanity filters dot length -1, then I want to do a sb dot append the comma and like that. Like that. Wrong language. So now we're no longer doing this garbage. I can get rid of in my string here my string, my library under responses, I can dump the XML because I don't like XML that much. And instead what I can use is this piece of JSON, which they have generously provided for me here, that I can just do an edit, paste JSON like that. And we can call this a response. Hey there, Ryan. Well, Juanellen, how are you doing? Welcome. Thank you for the raid with a party of 2. I appreciate that. How are you guys doing today? Let me go ahead and do a var JSON equals your JSON convert.deserialize object to my type of that of my response. And that's actually what I want to return. And we'll add on here an asynchronous onto the back of it, and we're good to go. Let me see these links. Get a player's tracks. Get a playlist. See, I think all I need is this, get a playlist. I think I can definitely make this happen. Thank you for posting those, Death by Code. We'll make that happen. Definitely we'll do it on stream. So now when I rebuild this, if my result does not contain that, then same thing here. Good to go. Need to make sure this deserializes once okay. So back here we can log out, log back in. So I need to test this by doing a new account room code like this and submitting the changes. And now when it submits this, what happened? Try it again. Oh, because I forgot to update the database, which is an add migration, added profanity filters. And now I can do an update database. Now when it works, when I look at this and go to a account and I change my username here to that one and change it, when I get it here, it's going to get back my profanity filters, which it got 1. It's going to get my string, which is all. So it totally worked on the first try. That's fantastic. Okay, so we're done. So now I believe I've already got it. So if usernames and accounts are not available, it won't let me. Yeah. Like, I think there's already one that is this. Boom. Perfect. So we're good there. Back in my source tree, I can open that up. We can close up OpenDJ12. And we can say time was 20 minutes and my comment was added validation for when rooms and usernames are not available, and corrected profanity filter and added extension to profanity filter. And we will commit that and push that out. You go ahead and check this back out, and I'm going to merge over 12 and push that one out. And the next one is we're going to make a branch here for OpenDJ15. And I'll push this one out. And I think we're good to go. Source tree's been causing me problems as my projects get too much larger. Okay, that's good. So now, this one, it's pretty straightforward. I'm adding a validation to prevent adding the same song to a queue or a playlist. So in my data access layer, I should have a song queue. We have a create song queued. So if it's not currently in any of the songs queued already, so that one's good. So it's only in a playlist. So we can test that in just a moment. And if I look in a playlist, I search for the song, and then I'm adding it here. I look for my song, my playlist. Now if my song is null, I create it. And now what I want to do is I want to say var songs playlist is equal to await my context dot songs playlists dot where it is my song ID is equal to song.id and s.active. So if there isn't any asynchronous where that's the case, then we're going to create one. We'll try it out now. So now when I check the front end, and I log out and I log in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a Miley Cyrus here for Adore You. And I'll add that one in with 10. Then I'll say Miley Cyrus Adore again. I want to say 10 or 5, and I want to add it to this. And it didn't do it. Good, but the validation's in the wrong place. It needs to fail before the create. So instead of returning null, I need to return an object that has a message in it. Something with validated messages. What a pain in the neck. Let me think about that for a minute. All of my responses are currently returning null. Okay, so never mind. What we can do is, if I look at the queue service, the queue component, which is wager song queued, it's not this one, it's in the song request component. Right here. Else if, now this one we want to make sure the song is not already in the queue. So don't you have something here called a queue service? Or your queue just has a list of songs queued. You don't even have that on a object. But it's not going to know that until it hits server side where it queued for the actual ID. Okay, so instead what I can do is, if it's not already in there, I'm going to create it. Otherwise, so let me grab this, and I want to say var song playlist equals this. And now if my song playlist is equal to null, then I want to create it like that. Otherwise, I want to do my song playlist dot Okay, that's good. Because otherwise in your create song queued here, if it already exists, if my songs queued, so we want to do a var song queued equals await songs queued, no await, dot first or default s where my I dot song dot id is equal to song dot id. So if this is null, then we want to create it. This is an await context dots context well, I don't even have it yet. So I'm going to call this my song queued entity. We'll say this is song queued VM. So let me move this up here a little bit more, like that. Well, I'll just add that in there. So now when we're using my context, that's my songs queued, and I want to say await my context dot songs queued dot first or default asynchronous s where my s dot song dot id is equal to song dot id and s dot active. And if my song queued is equal to null, then I'm going to make one here. Like that. Like that. And then you're going to take your currency and add the amount like that. Now the only problem is your weighted value here. We want to do else your song queue dot weighted value plus equals to my request dot song queued search result dot quantity wagered times my application user room currency dot currency room dot currency dot weight. And then we want to do a context dot entry of my song queued dot state equals modified. That should do it. like that. Okay? And I think we're good. We'll try it again. And now what we're doing is we're just adding the total. So we log out, we log in. I'll do Hell's Bells. And then I'll do it again. I'm expecting it to go up to 15, and it did. Perfect. Now what about on the playlist? If I searched here for Miley Party, and I tried to add it, it did add it to the playlist a second time. So if I look at my hub for create song playlist, now I'm going to do an if my await data access layer dot, and when I look at this one, I'm going to add another one here at the bottom called read song playlist is song playlist on playlist asynchronous. And all it's going to be is a GUID song ID and then a bool. And we can add that up here by the playlists. So if my is song playlist on playlist of my it doesn't work like that. So what I mean by that is I can't do this, but I can say when you create this, if it doesn't already exist on the playlist, like that. So you're getting all of them. Then you want to say if you're there any asynchronous, if there isn't one, where the playlist is equal to that and the s.song ID is equal to song.id and it's active, then you'll add it like that. So that means that when you receive a song playlist on your queue, that doesn't raise the event. So instead of this, I'll just do a var like this, getting creative here. And if my song playlist is equal to null, then I'll create it here. Else I want to return my song playlist. Solved. This needs to be a await read song playlist of my song playlist.id. Okay. So now when I try it again, and I look at a playlist, what happened there? I remove this song, and I try Miley Party again. It just doesn't add it because it's already there, so that's perfect. So we can consider that ticket done. So I can close this. I can look back at this one and I can say yes. And back in my source tree and on my Jira, I can say time was 30 minutes. My comment was added validation. So a song cannot be added to a playlist twice, and if requested while already in the queue will get boosted with those points instead of a second requeue. Go ahead and commit that. Pushing out. Check out my development. We're going to merge in 15 here. Push that out. Okay, the next one is these two are the same. So this is going to be a branch here for OpenDJ18. And let me go ahead and push this out like this. Now in this one, we need to add a flag called isPlaying on a room so that you don't accrue currency during that time. And then that also will handle that the validation needs to be working when you're offline. So let's see here. So let's see, I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back in 10 minutes. When I get back, we're going to continue with this. We're going to add this one validation, and then I have some PayPal work or some roles work that we could do. I have modified roles a little bit. Instead of having an administrator roles for this little tiny app, I've made it so that everything just goes through the database seeding. However, I don't think it would be that unreasonable to add in roles, so I've left it here on the development board. However, we do need to have roles for individual users in chat to be able to like skip songs and that sort of a thing. So thanks so much for staying with me, guys. I'll see you guys in just 10 minutes. Don't touch that dial. If you have any questions, make sure you put them in the chat. It's a great time. And then also we have a Discord with up to 340 developers, something like that. Probably higher now. I got to really take a look. And that's at discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com. So thanks again, guys, and I'll see you in just a few minutes.